Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I am Amagati. I am your family life coach. You hear this all the time. I'm rooting for you, I'm here for you. This channel is dedicated to any immigrant raising a child in a culture different from your own, especially those of us raising children in Western cultures. I feel like the challenge is greater because the cultures are completely different from the cultures we were raised in. And so I'm here to help you navigate parenting in a culture that is different from your own. So if you haven't liked this channel yet, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do, and please share this video with your friends, because that is how we build community and that is how we do parenting together. So thank you so much for doing that. All right, so today I want to talk about punishment versus discipline. What is the difference between punishment and discipline? So if you come from a culture like the Ghanaian culture where I was raised, when we talk about disciplining our child, we think of very strict parents who are by the book and you cannot deviate from that. We tend to think of parents who would not spare the rod, right? We fall straight to the spanking, we fall straight to the hitting, and we say, oh, that is a disciplinarian, and the child is very disciplined, right? But I'd like to think that there is a difference between punishing, and there is a difference between that and disciplining your child. So let's break that down further. So punishment is talking about going back, like inflicting pain on someone for something they've done already. So it kind of looks back, right, as to something that has already happened. So, for example, you tell your child maybe not to um, maybe drink something from the fridge, a can of soda or something from the fridge, and they end up doing it and disrespecting you. In your frustration and in your desperation to get this child to remain under your control, you turn around and you hit them, you slap them in the face, or you do something to inflict pain for what they have done. That is punishment. And punishment comes from a place of frustration as a parent. And our children don't come with manuals. We know that. Sometimes it's so hard to be a parent because you want your child to behave in a certain way. You want the best for your child. And then sometimes they don't do what you want them to do. So, out of your own frustration, out of your own desperation, you lean more into hurting your child. And because hurting your child is the way to get their attention and to get them under your control, right? So, that is punishment. When you talk about discipline, you are putting that the control in your child's hand, which means that you are teaching your child how to control themselves and to prevent future behaviors that are not in line with your values or your norms or stuff like that. Okay, so let's take an example and let's break that down. So let's say, for example, you brought a piece of candy or a box of chocolates or something home and you kept it on your kitchen counter, and you told your children or your child not to touch it because this is for something, or this is for an event or some guest or for something you're going to do with it, or you just don't want them to have it yet. Just an example, right? So you put this box of candy on your kitchen counter, and then you go about your business doing whatever you're doing at home. And let's say the next morning you come back and you open this box of candy or this box of chocolate or cookies or whatever it is you told your child not to touch, and you realize that a piece has been stolen from it, right? And it's probably just you and your child at home, and you clearly remember telling your child not to do it, right? In your desperation and in your frustration as a parent, punishment looks like this. You call your child and you say, hey, I told you not to touch this candy. I told you not to touch this chocolate or whatever. And you did not listen. How many times do I have to tell you not to do something? And how many times do I have to keep repeating myself, reminding myself you're disrespectful, whatever, and you feel the emotions boiling up. In that moment of frustration and desperation, you turn around and you hit your child, or you pinch your child, or you pull your child by the ear. Africans, you will understand this better because I remember growing up where your teachers and your moms who pull you by your ear and drag you because you did not listen, right? That is punishment, right? And let's look at discipline. So, this is what discipline could look like. The child still stole the candy, but now your goal is to make sure that this incident is not something, a regular occurrence, right? So, you're teaching your child to have some form of self control. This is what you could do. So, yes, your child disobeyed the rules, but before you actually turn around and get your emotions there, you need to step back and calm yourself down and look at the situation, right? So you left the candy on the counter. You told your child not to touch it. Right now, your child has disobeyed you, and your child has touched it and eating it and stolen. Right? For a person coming from a place of discipline, you want to call the child first of all and say, remind them of what you told them not to do, or how that makes you feel as a parent, for the child to disrespect what you said. But of course, there should be some consequence for what they did. I'm not saying you shouldn't discipline your child, but discipline comes in various forms. But it starts with you calming yourself down. In the first scenario that I explained, the parent's emotion has escalated to the point where now they're so frustrated, they're so desperate, they're taking it out on the child, they're hitting the child, and they're frustrated with the child because there's no self regulation as a parent. Now, remember, our children look at what we do, not what we say, right? They copy what we do. So, you want to calm yourself down first, okay? We're all learning. I've made mistakes too, and I'm sure we all have. So, please don't feel guilty. Calm yourself down first and talk to your child about what they did wrong, okay? And then you can say, because of what you did, I'm taking away all your screens. You're not going to watch TV for the next 1 week or 2 days or whatever. Or you're not going to go to that party or whatever it was that you were looking forward to. That has been taken away because of this behavior. Or you have to go, sit in this corner for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever is age appropriate, right? In that moment, you have calmed yourself down and you are taking and providing consequences for what they did. And then when they come out of whatever this punishment is, taking the TV away, taking video games away, or whatever, you sit them down and you talk through what happened, right? And also give them the tools they need so it doesn't happen again. So, for example, they lied and they stole the candy, right? They stole the candy first and then they lied to you, and that is why we are in this situation in the first place. You have to talk to it with them and say something along the lines of, okay, so next time when I put candy on the table and you really want a piece of candy, you have to come to me first and ask me. When I say yes, then you can go have it. When I say no, my no means no. We do not, like as a family, we do not believe in stealing. We do not tolerate disrespect. You disrespected me as a parent. I am not happy about that. And so these are your consequences. So talking through that, right? So I hope it makes sense to you. There is a difference between punishment and discipline. Discipline puts the control back in the child's hand and teaching the child to control their own emotions and their own desires. Think of discipline as in a situation like this. So lately, I've been walking or exercising every day, which I didn't used to do. I started doing, I'm going through a 90-day challenge, right? It takes a lot of discipline for me to get up every morning and say, I need to walk. I need to do some kind of um, dance routine or something on YouTube that I saw. It takes a lot for me to step into this discipline of working out. Again, I'm using the term discipline, right? And so, discipline is training yourself to be in control. And that is what you want for your child. You want to train your child to be in control of their own emotions and their own desires, and to uphold the values of your family. Punishment doesn't give you that result you're looking for. So you turning around and slapping your child, or you turning around and hitting your child, or pulling their ear, or letting them kneel for hours, is not solving the problem. It's going back to what has happened, but it's not preparing them for the future and what is going to happen again when they find themselves in the same situation. So I'm going to end here, but I hope that you will start thinking about discipline and going the discipline route, setting rules and following those rules and training your child how to mold and fit into those rules versus punishment, which goes back to something they've done, which doesn't really solve the problem. So let me hear from you. Let me know your thoughts about this discipline versus punishment. What do you think the differences are? Okay. I look forward to coming your way again. Again, I am Amagati. I am your family life coach. I am here. I am rooting for you. Let's do this together. Take care until next time. Bye.